Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the European crossover webinar. And let's go and get started. Had to reset my breaker switch. So, well, we're all set now. So let's go on and get going. And hang on. And the euro was just slightly higher. Let me just go into the news real quick. Sorry about that. Looking at what we've got today. We did have a Spanish unemployment, which was down minus 59,000. I didn't even turn on my whatchamacall. My squawk. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so we did get, just came in, Eurozone PMI came in, market services PMI came in at 49.6, composite at 53.2, French PMI came in at 50, that's the composite with services at 48.2, and Italian PMI at 51.6 with services at 48.6. So really no change, I thought you might have seen a little bit of a reaction here in the euro, but nothing actually. And we'll take a look where we are with indices. Let's go and switch over to that. And then we'll jump into the analysis. Just going to switch things up a little bit here. This would make it easier when we're looking at the profile. Sometimes I'll reference that. We'll look on the other screen where the profiles are, more, I wouldn't say scrunched up or whatever, but we may be able to see things a lot easier this way. Good point too, and bear with me. Well, even the case in point here with the gold, and I referenced that in the analysis, I just haven't marked it off. When we go and take a look at this, and you can see where we ran out of gas right here at the 1747. That actually was, if you look on here on the profile, let's move this up a little bit. You can see right here, that was the range high here with these single prints. A lot of times the market will run to right where they had the single prints, and you can see here, and this is exactly where the market run out of gas right there. The actual very, very high part was 1747.2, and look here, the high from yesterday, 1746.8, or right at 1747. So, but we also saw this also with crude oil yesterday too, where you can see here, this makes it a lot easier to mark it off. But this makes it easier when we're taking a look at it. And you can see right here where we had, you can see the initial balance area right here, initial balance high, and look where the market ends up running out of gas. The initial balance high is 60.85, and look where the market rallied to 60.91. And then look at that, we saw a pretty good little sell-off too. Matter of fact, right now, crude oil is traded at 59.52. So you can see here what we just barely taken that out. And what a difference that makes here. The initial balance high, 60.85, yesterday's high, right there, 60.91. So barely took it out, goosed a couple of stops, turn around, rotate a little bit lower. That makes it easier looking at it with the profile. Makes a huge big deal, especially when I'm looking at things intraday when I look at the S&P or the Nasdaq. That being said, let's go on and I was going to say let's go and quickly move into the other screen to start the analysis. But you can see here that we stayed in a fairly tight range yesterday. Overall, we're looking at the S&Ps. Even here with the Nasdaq, we are right there at that 13,600. And we're hanging around here with the S&Ps too. They stayed in a fairly tight range yesterday. This is on the 30-minute chart. So let's go on and move into the analysis and get there. Okie dokie. And we line this one up. This makes it so much easier when you just select which one you want it to go to. So let's select red. Just go here and just highlight the Eurodollar, which we already have on there. Actually, I want to go in and open this. I actually showed this chart yesterday when we were up there at 1870, and actually showed it. Well, you can see it clearly on a day, but it seems a little bit more clear when we go to a 2-hour chart. See right there. We are still kind of pressing up in here. So the euro posted a consecutive solid rally on Tuesday. We'll go back to that, to the daily. So the euro posted a consecutive solid rally on Tuesday. Right there. The pair closed at a key level of 1870. You can see that right there. It actually closed a little bit higher than 1870. Resistance for Wednesday will be 1889, with support at 1823. So 1889. $18.23. And you can see right there at that 1870, that key level. Press a little bit further, but you know, they pretty good solid day here, which I guess would have been what, Thursday, then Friday, Monday, Tuesday. They've stretched them pretty good. Can't help but think, even if you were bullish, that we want to pare back a little bit. And like I said, if we do, then we're looking at 1823. Let's go move into the cable. Okay, cable fell back below 39 on Tuesday. Support on Wednesday would be 37.73 with resistance at 38.93. Oh, not bad. The low's 37.69, had 37.73, so not bad. And 38.93 is the upside. Just a little back and forth here. But actually, we've come up off where I said I had 37.73. So far, low's 37.69, and we're already up to 37.99. Let's go move into the Aussie dollar. So the Aussie added onto its gains slightly on Tuesday. The pair did successfully test the 76 area. See that right here. Okay, right back up. Resistance will be 77.11 with support at 76.22. So we're almost at 76.22. See the significance of that 23. And let's go move into the dollar yen. So the dollar yen fell back further on Tuesday, testing and slipping below the bias chart support of 985. Support for Wednesday is the prior key level of 957. Looks like that was it to the pip. With resistance at 1011. So it looks like we hit that right to the pip. And you can see that key 957. Way back, see that? And that's exactly what it went to the pip. 959 and a half. So off by 2.5 pips, but not bad. Down at 957. Let's go and move into the cash dollar index. So the dollar index extended its slide on Tuesday. Support on Wednesday will be 92.17 with resistance at 92.68. There's a 92.17, so. And with that, we'll move on to Bitcoin. And Richard says, good morning. Good morning, Richard. Man, I've got the yawns this morning. Holy smokes. Hang on. I happened to find this recipe for chili. And I made that last evening. But I made it late in the evening. And I think that's what is making me feel so sleepy. Holy smokes. It's not like I didn't sleep. Okay, let's go on and get into Bitcoin. There we go. And let's pop this up. We're just kind of dead. And like I told you, generally I look at 2-hour charts, but you can see here, this is a 4-hour chart. I've had to expand this, to get a better perspective. 2 hours, and we'll really be not being able to see anything. It will just look like a bunch of gobbledygook. And right now, if you look at this, we're just not moving. We are just stymied. And let's see what we had for yesterday. I actually forgot to do the analysis, but that wouldn't have been any change. The analysis we had yesterday was 59,116. And the only difference now, as you can see here, would be right there. 58,626 for the resistance. And for support, we had 58,150. We dipped below that, and we're just really quiet. Here where we are, you see here, we dipped below. We're just really quiet. Support's going to be right there. You see right there where that body comes in? And that's where they found support this morning, 57,226. Can't help but think they're going to press a little bit further. So let's go with this 57,037. Boy, we are just not moving anymore. And with that, we're going to move into the ES. We just now started to pull back here a little bit. And smooth. And let me read the little blurb on that. So the SPO's traded in a tight range on Tuesday. Resistance remains 4,077 with support at 4,052, followed by 40.43 with a break of 40.52, opening a challenge at 40.37. So let's take a look at the daily. UK PMI data coming up in 10 minutes. So here we are. Here's that resistance level of 40,067. It's actually a little bit higher now. It was 40,067 right there. So I pushed up to, for today, it'd be like 40.75. Whereas on this day, it was down to 40.67. So for today, it'd be 40.74. And a quarter technically. But as I mentioned, resistance remains 40.77. It's down here. And here we are on a 2-hour chart. They can still goose them a little bit. Right there, you see that? That's 40.71. And there is 40.75.5. Still trading fairly tight. I would expect this to pull back. I'm actually probably a little bit surprised that we're not even a little bit lower at this point, but I think what's holding it up is NQ here. We're pretty close to this 13,600. I guess that's keeping it in check, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing slide back lower today. So we're going to 4077 is a little bit on the higher side. We can make up to 4076. We're right here. Right now, immediate resistance, we're right here at that 4072, and we'll actually show here. You can see here the point of control yesterday was 4071. And boy, were we in a tight range yesterday. And this is just going to be the RTA, regular trading hours. I'm not looking at the whole electronic session. Immediately, though, I'd have to say we're trading 4066. It's going to be that 4077/89. I'm not sure we're going to make it up there to 89. That 47 would trip off some stops. We will keep the 89. I don't know why I had look on it. Why this showed this? That wasn't right. That should be 4052 slash 43. But a break of 4052 would actually target 4037. So just be, there's your start at 4037 right there. You see that? So if we do break 4052, I am looking for some support here at 4043, but ultimately they would target 4037. It's just it would probably get a bounce from 43 up and then a rotation lower. Let's go and move into the Nasdaq. And you see how easily it makes it have this right here. And now instead of me having to write it off in here, I can just mark it right here. It's a lot more clear. You can see yesterday, the point of control yesterday was 13,596. Still relatively tight range. We saw yesterday how, let's take a look at this on the daily. We're still floating with this 13,624. We actually went above 624 yesterday. We came back in, but we're still hanging on here. Now, one of the things I was pointing out in the chat room yesterday, because Blake had mentioned that the Dow, that was already starting to roll over. Russell, we saw that too, working a little bit lower. I don't even follow the Russell, but there's the Russell right there. We're trading actually 22.55 right now, so we're down here. But this is yesterday's. But that being said, we're already starting to break already on the Russell. And now, but once again, I said they're not breaking like they're breaking support and dropping. They're just breaking, pulling back from its highs. The Nasdaq was the last one to break higher. Henceforth, that's the one that it's still hanging on. And the S&P, you see here, we're still hanging close to that. The S&P is kind of, in a sense, tethered to a certain extent with some of these NASDAQ stocks. So it's still hanging on here, even though if you look at the Russell, that's already pulled down yesterday to a certain extent, the Dow. So as long as we're still hanging around here, maybe we would see they would try and make one more big push here. I don't know, but that's what's keeping us in check. But you can see the 13,624. Bulls are still in control. And when I look at the equity stocks, and usually I don't even follow those too closely, but I was looking at them yesterday as the NASDAQ was trying to break lower, and I was thinking, wow, well, I don't see them breaking lower. They're still hanging around close to their highs. And that kept us up here yesterday. So when I'm looking out here at the NASDAQ, and yesterday's high was 13,654. Let's go and take a look at this on a 2-hour chart. Seems like we should be able to lean a little bit harder than the 624. I don't want to just go with this. My guess is I think we could just jump up and then come back down. So let's take a look at this on 30 minutes, see if we see something more definitive. Then we'll take a look at the profile. Now the initial balance area was 13,619. Value high right there, 618. Wow, it's just not really anything. I mean, once you get past that 624, taking a look at the 30 minute, there's that 624. There you go. I'll go with that right there. 632. And support. I do like to mark off these highs from the electronic session. It helps. So on the downside for support, that will be right there for now. It seems awfully close though. Let's go right there. 13,530. 13,530. It's not allowing me to update that box. Oh, what the heck? Well, this is bananas. I think when the breaker messed up, I think this is what. Let me see if I can get that to come back up. Well, that's odd. See, the electricity cut off. I think that may have messed this thing up. Huh. I might have to do a reboot. Yeah, it looks like I may have to do a reboot. Sure does look like it. Huh. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So we'll mark this off at 13,530. Let's go on and mark these up. We're going to do something here. And I'll have to, I do the, just going to mark this off here. And I may have to write these down. So the next one would be gold. So we talked, and when I did the gold, you can see my analysis here. It's in the basic technical. Let's go to that. It says gold closed higher on Tuesday, but found resistance at the market profile level of 1947. Doggone it. I meant to put 1747. If I have typos or what. Anyway, I showed y'all earlier. I came up with that. And you can see these fingerprints up here coming right there at 1747. And the high there was 1746.8. So I put on here, let's say 1747, which was single prints. I got to correct that typo. Hold on. I'll have to do a reboot to get the I don't know why the hell it came that way. There it is. Okay. There, it's corrected. Okay. Well, anyway, back here. So it says the gold closed higher on Tuesday, but found resistance at the market profile level of 1747, which was single prints. And you can see the single prints here. See that right there? Should also be the session high. Resistance on Wednesday will be 1747 with support at 1733. And you can see what I'm coming out right there. Is that session low, which actually right here, you dip down there, it gets us right there around that 1733. I also found that also here, but it came in just perfectly. There we go, because there's a point of control right there. That point of control, 1733. And last, let's go to crude oil and have to reboot and then be able to bring up that Excel sheet. I don't know what's going on with that. I guess because when I did the, that still should have impacted because I do have it. I actually bought a few months ago, not that only, but 3 months ago, a new uninterruptible battery supply. So that shouldn't have caused. I'm not sure why that did that. Why the Excel did that. Let's go to WTI. So WTI rallied on Tuesday, moving just above the initial bounce high of 60.85. And you can see that initial bounce high on April the 1st. And if I remember correctly, that I think we had, I'm not sure, well, I don't remember what my resistance was. But anyway, the initial balance high right there is right there, 60.85, right there. And look at the high for the session was 60.91. And then look, we really sold them off pretty good. Right now we're trading at 58.98. Holy smokes. So before succumbing, so WTI rallied on Tuesday, moving just above the initial balance high of 60.85 on April 1st for a high of 60.90 before succumbing to offers. The pair then slid below 60 cents, so $60. Support on Wednesday will be 58.88. We're currently trading at, we got those 58.80, not bad, which was the April 1st session low. And you can see right here, see the April 1st? And the session low right there with a few single prints right there, which is 58.86. And this morning's low has been 58.80, and we're trading at 59.03. So support on Wednesday will be 58.88, the April 1st session low with resistance at 60.03. And the high today has been 59.73. And I've got resistance at 60.03. So not bad, not bad. You can see that 60.03 is the initial balance low here. And I actually was looking also at the chart there. So that'll be it. I'm going to have to go on and restart so I can get that spreadsheet to come back up, and then I'll get that noted in the chat room. So thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar. Yeah, Amira, I'm not going to be able to look at the these other ones that Jane said. We'll see if I can pull up on in the TD Ameritrade. Hang on. Let me see here. Jane said to look at gap. Oh, there's a gap at 40.40 on the S&P. Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense because I was talking about the. Okay, so let's go back to that, and we're going to go to Amir's Platinum Palladium because I can pull them up on TD Ameritrade. Thing is, I want to hurry up and get the buy chart posted. That's why. But I will go in and look at Amir's Platinum Palladium. Jane was talking about the gap, and so let's go back to the. Let's take a look at the S&Ps. Okay, so you can see the S&Ps here, and what I'm saying is here's the 40.37. So you can see here this drop down here into these single prints, and so of course I got to get the bias chart updated. But our support this morning is going to be 40.52, and if we break that, we're looking for 40.43. But the market will be targeting 40.37. If you look at 40.37, that's the low for the session here. You see that? And look at those single prints all the way down here, down to 40.37. So that's what we'll be targeting. But I think that if we break 40.52, they will find, and that'll be initial support area, and then reaction, I should say, and then that'll break us down to 40.43. I believe around 40.43. It might be like 40.44, but I'll go for 40.43, and then I think we'll come down here and then be looking to tag down here to 40.37. So let's go to Amir wants to look at platinum, palladium, and natural gas. And I tell you what, this makes it so much easier. Well, I'll go back to you. Let me go back so you can see what I was talking about. This makes it so much easier because I'm able now to mark these right here as opposed to do them on the chart and carry them over. So I just mark them here and I can see, that's what I'm saying. I've marked this off here. Those aren't marked. I'm just marked. That's being marked on myself. And I try and find confluence here. But anyway, let's go down, move into the platinum, palladium, and natural gas. And then I got to do a reboot to try and get that. I don't know why that stupid Excel thing messed up, but anyway, it looks like it's not going to come back up until I reboot the whole thing. Which I did lose the electricity, although I did have some trouble with the chat room. I had to reopen another one. I was trying to say, hang on. But anyway, let's go move into the. Let's see here, the link red. I'll move this to red. Actually, I don't have a platinum palladium there, so let's see. Platinum. Oh boy, we have come up pretty good. Holy smokes. So we closed above 12. Look at it. We closed above that 1240. So we're looking pretty good there. Immediate resistance is going to be right there, that close, which is 1251. So if you're long, you may want to take a little bit off. Right now, this looks a little bit like a spinning top, but it's early in the session. But they may take a minor pause here before trying to track higher. But getting that close was helpful. But you probably get around 1251, a little bit of them laying a little bit. They may lay a little bit off, and then to go into that's platinum. Going to palladium. This is interesting the way they came back. You could almost say this is almost like a hanging man. So that'll be interesting. But although look how we closed, and we're looking at it weekly. This market needs to stay above 26.13. This looks pretty promising, but it's important today if we can see if we can't close above 26.81. We're currently at 26.67. We'll see. You're going to have to give it the benefit of the doubt for right now, as long as we can stay above 25.33. But we'll see here. It almost looks like a hangman. And then the last thing, natural gas. A little bit of gap lower here. Not a gap, but look how we've come right up. Oh, but that's on a weekly. Let's go into the daily. This does not look good. We've broken it, and look, you see right here, the last body, that's 249.20. Actually, 249, and we're actually below. We closed below it. Make it easier this way. There, and you see now we're trying to hang on, but we would really need to hurry up and jump back above this. Can't spend a couple of days down here. We need to try and reclaim that 249. With that, I'm gonna call it a day and try and get everything rebooted so I can get the buys chart out. But thanks for joining us here in the European crossover webinar, and we'll see you back in the chat room.